Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a New York style triple chocolate cheesecake. This is the best New York style cheesecake. It's rich, flavorful, and so creamy, and we're making it a triple chocolate cheesecake. It's made with a chocolate sponge cake crust, a chocolate cheesecake filling, and topped with an easy chocolate fudge mirror glaze. So let's get started. Before getting started, all the ingredients must be at room temperature, including the cream cheese, eggs, and heavy cream. So measure out these ingredients and let them sit out at room temperature for a few hours or even overnight until they're no longer cold. And use good quality ingredients for best results. You can use any brand of cream cheese you like, but this one is preferred. Just make sure it's full fat, not reduced fat. And it should be the block cream cheese, not the soft kind that comes in a tub. And for the eggs, they must be extra large or jumbo eggs. And for the heavy cream, just use any that's at least 36% milk fat. To get started, preheat the oven to 350 degrees. Grease a 9-inch springform pan with softened butter. Then line it with parchment paper. The way I like to do this is to remove the sides of the pan. Place a sheet of parchment paper onto the base of the pan. Put the sides back into place. And cut off the excess paper from the edges. Then wrap the outside of the pan with aluminum foil, covering the bottom of the pan and extending up the sides. And set the pan aside for now. Then we'll make the crust. We're using a chocolate sponge cake crust instead of a cookie crumb crust because that's what they used at the bakery in New York, and because cheesecake is supposed to be a cake, not a pie. To make it, in a fine sifter over a small bowl, add in the cake flour, baking powder, and salt. Sift the ingredients into the bowl and set it aside for now. Then separate 2 of the eggs that were brought to room temperature, placing the yolks into a large bowl and the whites into a small bowl. Make sure you don't get any traces of yolk into the whites because we're going to be whipping the whites and they will not whip properly if there's yolk in it. So I like to separate the egg in a separate small bowl, then adds the yolk and white into the larger bowls, so if any yolk does get into the whites, it doesn't ruin the whole thing. And this way, if it does happen, you can just set that egg aside and use it in the cheesecake filling instead. Set aside the egg whites for now. Then whip the egg yolks with an electric mixer on high speed for 3 minutes until very light and pale. Then with the mixer running, gradually add in the sugar. Then continue beating on high speed for 5 more minutes. Add in the vanilla extract, lemon extract, and dark or bittersweet chocolate that's been melted and cooled. And beat them in until combined. Sift the dry ingredients again into the mixture. And mix it in by hand just until there's no more dry flour. Try not to overmix. Then add in the melted butter and mix it until it's combined. Wash and dry the beaters really well so they're clean for whipping the egg whites. Add the cream of tartar into the bowl with the egg whites and beat them on high speed until foamy. Gradually add in more sugar Then continue beating until stiff peaks form. To check for that, stop the mixer and lift the beaters. If the peaks fall over, it's not ready yet. So keep beating until the peaks hold up nice and stiff, but not until the mixture looks dry. Add a scoop of the whipped egg whites into the rest of the mixture. And mix until combined. Then add in the rest of the egg whites. And fold it in gently, scooping down to the bottom of the bowl and folding the mixture over to the top just until combined and there's no more streaks of white. You don't want to overmix or be too rough with the batter or you'll lose a lot of the air. Pour the batter into the prepared springform pan. Spread it out evenly. Shake and tap the pan to level it out. And bake it in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes until it's set and a toothpick inserted into the center comes out clean. When it's done, remove it from the oven and set it aside to cool completely. Then to make the cheesecake filling, first chop up the dark chocolate into pieces. Add it into a heat-proof bowl and melt it either in the microwave or over a double boiler until it's all melted. Then set it aside to cool. Then into the bowl of a stand mixer, or you can use an electric hand mixer if you don't have a stand mixer. Add in 1 of the packages of cream cheese, 1/3 of a cup of the sugar, and cornstarch, and mix them on low speed for 3 minutes until smooth and creamy. This just makes a nice starter batter. Scrape down the sides occasionally to ensure even mixing. My paddle attachment has rubber on it and it scrapes the sides as it's mixing, so I don't need to scrape the sides as much. Then add in the rest of the cream cheese 1 package at a time, mixing well and scraping down the sides after adding each one. Then add in the rest of the sugar and vanilla extract. And beat until well combined, scraping down the sides when needed. Then add in the eggs 1 at a time, beating well after adding each one and scraping down the sides if needed. Then add in the cooled melted chocolate from earlier. Mix until combined. Then add in the heavy cream. And mix just until completely blended. Try not to overmix. Then finish it by hand to mix in all the ingredients. Pour the filling into the pan on top of the cooled crust. Spread it out. Shake and tap the pan several times to level it out and to get rid of air bubbles. Place the pan into a large sheet pan. Place it into the oven. And pour enough hot water into the sheet pan to come about halfway up the sides. This helps the cheesecake to not crack. Then bake it until it sets but still slightly jiggly in the center and is lightly browned on top, about an hour and 15 minutes. When it's done, carefully remove it from the oven and place it onto a cooling rack and let it cool completely, which can take about 2 hours. Once it's completely cooled, cover the top in plastic wrap and refrigerate it for at least 4 hours or preferably overnight until it's well chilled. To make the fudge mirror glaze, which is super easy, in a small heat-proof bowl or a small saucepan, add in the hot fudge ice cream topping and light corn syrup, and heat it in the microwave or on the stove just until it's warm and spreadable. Don't let it get too hot. Remove the chilled cheesecake from the fridge. Run a butter knife around the edges to loosen it from the pan. Remove the sides of the springform pan. Pour the fudge mirror glaze on top of it. And spread it out evenly and let it drip down the sides if you like. Transfer the cheesecake to your serving plate. And remove the base of the pan and the parchment paper from underneath. To make clean cuts when you serve it, dip a sharp knife into some hot water. Dry it off with a paper towel and cut out a slice. Keep dipping it into the hot water and dry it off after every cut. And that's how to make a New York-style triple chocolate cheesecake. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, give this video a like and check out my channel for many more videos and subscribe to my channel for more to come. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.